3 quick and easy ways to grow your email list. There are tons of ways you can use, and I got 3 that you guys can use today in order to start growing your email list, because I talked to you and I told you that it's extremely important. Now, here are 3 ways that you can use in order to grow it today. Number 1, creating a lead magnet. What is a lead magnet for those who don't know? A lead magnet is something that's going to take the interest in somebody, something that they want, and in exchange of their informations, their emails, phone numbers, name, for example, you're going to give them that thing and you're going to send them via email. And that's the way you're going to get them on your list. So you got to understand something. One of the best ways to create a great lead magnet is actually to go and make your research. Okay, who is my dream customers? What do they want? And how can I deliver something that's interesting for them? Let's say you go on the internet and you take a look at, okay, you're into the weight loss industry, and you look at the solutions, and you figure out that a lot of people are asking questions and wondering and willing to get a solution on, keto diet. Let's say keto diet, for example. And you're like, oh, interesting. What you're going to do is that you're going to create a resource on the keto diets to make sure that, hey, you fulfill that need. And in exchange of that, they will give their email addresses. And you got to make, maybe keto diet is like a bit like too wide of a thing. Maybe like you can share like, and then you can create an ebook like top 5 ways to lose weight with the keto diet. 5 reasons why, things like that. Maybe you can make a little article, a little thing like this. But the thing is, you got to see what people do want. You got to understand who they are first. What do they want? And then you got to deliver it to them. Second thing that you can do, number 2, is to get on other people's stages. That's a great way to grow extremely fast. The list, social media, whatever it is, that's an extremely important thing. Collaborations are key. They really are. So getting on other people's stages, how do you do that? How do you collaborate with other creators without them feeling like he's just like leveraging my platform, but he doesn't really care about me? The thing is, and I always talk about this, you got to make sure you give them value and you build a meaningful relationship. Now, I know that you may have heard something similar to what I just told you 100 and maybe 1,000 times, but you see it from a different angle. Let it pass through into your head. Because let me tell you something. Whenever you're able to build the relationship with somebody and they really see that you are different and that you truly care in helping them and sharing value to their audiences, or helping them to get to share more value to their audiences, when you're able to do that and they see this, all of a sudden you are different. Because somebody that has a stage, and I know this, people that have a podcast, for example, those guys get asked like 1,000 times a day to collaborate, but the thing is, like, people always like 99.9999% of the people that ask them something, well, they ask, but they don't give. The thing is, like I should give you something, like, even if you didn't do anything for me, that's not the way it goes. You got to serve those people first, so they can be like, oh, interesting, thanks a lot. They appreciate that. And then they will be able to, help you out in return. But the thing is, you got to start with a give, a real give, by the way. So maybe you have somebody you want to go on their podcast, for example, and you're like, I see that, in my industry, for example, in marketing, I'm like, I see they could be doing something different. I see they could be doing something different with their marketing, with their email marketing strategy, because we're in the subject of it. Okay. Hey, man, you can do that. Giving them the free thing, no string thoughts, no strings attached, and just giving them the thing for free. And one of the great things that you gotta use if you want to go on other people's podcasts is talk about things that their audience will benefit. Facilitate them the process of creating the podcast episode and show them, okay, why should I do it with you? Meaning that, let's say you go and you listen to somebody's podcast. Hey, Jessica, that's an extremely great episode, specifically like that you just talked about this with your audience. Now, one thing that you could have added is this, and this thing is what you do. And actually, I'm an expert in that situation. Now, I know your audience will benefit from it. Now, I know it can be difficult for coming up with a title, with like subjects to talk about in an interview. So here are like a few subject interviews, like titles that I got it. Now, I also rated your podcast 5-star because, as you know it, we're in this business together. We know that having a great rating can really help out a lot of the fellow podcaster. Looking forward to hearing from you again. You can send something like this, and that's going to get like a ton of response, because let me tell you, nobody is doing things like that. Nobody's taking the time to listen to them, tell them, okay, that was great, can add this, because that's going to help their audiences. And you could do that. And because whenever you do a podcast, you always have to like, okay, I gotta come up with a title that works, like what I'm going to talk about, because I don't really know the subject sometimes, because you are the experts. Okay, yeah, facilitate the task. Facilitate the task. Give them a title, give them a few bullets of what you guys can talk about, and facilitate the whole process for them. Like, make it a no-brainer for them to say, oh yes, like, I want to do that with you. Now, third thing that you can do in order to get leads to come to your email list. Create content that solves problems. That's one of the things that I'm doing right now. What's the problem? Man, I don't see how I can build my email list. I don't know how to grow it. Quick and easy ways to grow your email list. Creating content that's solving a problem is the way for you to show that to your dream customers that this guy knows how to solve my problem, and I want to go further and check out what he's got. You gotta ask them at the end to make sure that they go to the place they want if they want to learn more. But the thing is, you gotta start by building value to questions they got. So one of the things that I would recommend you to do is actually do your homework before. And I always ask people to do their homework before to really understand what people are searching. What are my dream customers looking for? Maybe you can go on answerthepublic.com, Amazon, things, or simply Google or YouTube and look at, okay, what are people searching for? Okay, meaning that they've got questions around that subject. And then you simply provide a solution to that subject in your industry. And that's how you're going to create content that solves problem. Now, a bonus tip that I got for you guys, because I always like to give you some bonuses, is that you got to remember, ultimately, you have to convert all that traffic you are getting to your email list. Ultimately, that's the goal. And if you do not do that, you're doing the whole thing in reverse. We don't really care about the number of followers, the number of likes or views we get. That's vanity metrics. We don't really care about that. We care about building businesses that matters and that makes a difference. And in order to do that, you got to remember, it's always about growing the list, never about growing the vanity metrics. It's always about getting more customers into your list so you can contact them, you can sell them their products, and you can change their lives. That's always the ultimate goal. Remember, that should be your only goal.